Welcome to Warblock. Today I'm going to have another look at the game that I just sort of did. This one. I'm going to do it again because last time there was something wrong. I sort of know what it was. I'm pretty sure I know what it was, but I'm just playing it again sort of to demonstrate that. But the Iraqi units were called IRA, not as in the IRA. The Q was missing, but the names were the nation was Iraq. The turn player was Iraq, but the units were flagged up as under IRA, which means that they were that was the cause of the error, I think, but I don't know. But I played it again, and I think it plays okay. Now these are all, obviously I've corrected the thing about them being available, so that's not a problem. But I'm going to play it a little differently. In that we're going to sit there. It's strange actually that Kirkuk isn't the objective, but they had these, so I'm going to leave them where they are. So the reason I did that is because if I did it the turn before and I get some damage, it would probably recovered. Hopefully we'll get something this time. Insurgent action, 3. Oh, that's interesting because the last time I played it, it didn't work. Now, hopefully I won't mess this up. See, I don't know whether I can get there, but I don't want to chance it. It's got 4.5. To get into there costs 1.5. So to get there would be 1.5. He would get 0. So in theory, these should be at 1.5. Right. Fingers crossed. Wow. And 1. I'm going to bring them around this way. Well, I think we should stick them in there. So, now this I think is possibly why you've got to remember that this is a simulation. Now I could go for that this turn. I don't know what to do. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I've done so well so far, I feel like pushing my luck. It might be only 1 to 2, but if we get these, this is a gamble, and I'm only doing it because the video is on a roll, so to speak. If I was a commander in this action, I wouldn't do this. Should I close my eyes while I press it? Maybe not. Oh. Oh. Oh God. Now the thing is, I knew that probably would go bad, but it had all gone so well. And whenever you play ISIS, you've always got to be doing the 1-to-1s and sometimes the 1-to-2s because that's how they play. You know, they never had those sort of the chance to get great odds. Now, I'm not going to switch them around to irregulars, or maybe I feel like I should, but I think if we did that, they would actually be too powerful in this scenario. Either that or bring them down a few, but well, they're going to stay where they are because there's not much point in them moving out. You should have gone down to a 7. Right, so we're contesting all the things that need contesting. Doesn't look like they work. ISIS is going to just sit there. It's the Iraqi turn. Now, what do we want to do? Let's just see how far these get first. So it's really the same sort of setup as the last one, in the sense that we're going to get pushed out, and that was the historical situation, but I think it's interesting to play it and watch the variables go. There is a sense of gambling in there, but it's like if you can get 3 good things. We had those 2, I'm pointing again, I'll point with a mouse. We had these 2 irregular, 2 insurgents work. Before they didn't. But if we got that 1 to 2, that would have been really good. Because we got a 1 to 2 before, if you remember. So we've moved these to there. Do we want to attack this unit? We come off the road with this. What's his movement? How can he have 3.3? How can he have 3.3 movement when he's infantry? Must have 6 or something. I'll have to fix that as well. Okay. Oh, look at that. We can't do anything. I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to make an effort to only move them 3 because obviously that's an error. they don't need much more to recover. These guys are recovering. So they're going to sit there again and recover. So they're now at depression of 1, but they won't be able to get any further down than that. Right. He needs one more turn. Six to 1 DE, so they've pushed them out. Now if we go for that with this one, he'll come out of his entrenchment, so we'll leave him like that and exchange. Okay, so there's now a heated battle, which is far more balanced. This is going to be an interesting game. It's interesting because there's only a few units, and it's one of those games that was done quite a while ago, and when I was more in the mood of these small games being significant and interesting, because they are. And I think part of it was because there was a 15-minute video record and we're at 11 minutes now. But you know, this is interesting, and there's only a small number of units, and this is the entire battle across Kirkuk, and you know, you can still get the sort of sense of momentum there, the significance of each engagement. You know, no need for sort of thousands of counters across big lines. You know, the details there. But 1, 2, 3, 4. What we're going to do, because they should be available now, it's an interesting maneuver. We need success. Oh, failed. Failed, and it was eliminated. In theory, didn't seem to get eliminated. So we failed on both accounts. That was a shame. Okay, let's get them off the board because we're not going to be around for any months. This is it. It's probably going to be a 1 to 2 again. An exchange. Okay. Brave battle for the centre of Kirkuk. They're already quite, if you look at them, you know, again, you get that sense that the Depression 2, I mean, that's sort of, you know, that's battle weary, not battle worn, battle weary. 2, Depression 3, that's still battle weary. Diversion 6, battle worn, whatever you want to describe them as, but you know, you get this real sense that they're sort of you know, there's a smell of cordite in the air. The gun barrels are hot, but there's no spare replacements. There's these mechanized units here that have depressions, but these units in Kirkuk are actually, you know, I mean, they need these supporting units. You know, you could write a news article about what's going on here. You know, and it's still not distant from reality. But I think we're going to do the most obvious thing. We've got to go for this counter, and we'll probably knock him out. I'm not going to use that one. I'd like him to recover for what it's worth. Yeah, DE. So the ISIS units are now being displaced. Yeah. Well, he can't really move any further now, so... Now, these Peshmerga units, do you want to put them back into Kirkuk? And we'll leave there, and I don't want to do an attack on that yet. Basically, we're just going to hold there, but these mechanized units are going to go around doing what, you know, you might imagine them to do. You know, so there's this definitely sort of counterclockwise motion around there, and I think, you know, we'll end that turn, and it's the ISIS turn, and they're going to retreat. To wherever it is they come from. And there you go. The story's complete. They tried to capture all these places. We didn't get Dommies, and we didn't contest Dommies, but we contested all these other places that were contested. I wonder how much of a significant scenario that actually was, because I don't really recall. I think it's just one of these things from Southfront, but I think in retrospect we could have probably zoomed in on, you know, Kirkuk itself, just to, you know, instead of having it on a map like this, we could have had it on a bigger one and made a much bigger scenario out of this. But that was quite interesting. And I mean, it's just a game, but I think, you know, if we got the luck we had in the first place, what we could have done actually was have one insurgent against this unit, and when he was successful, have the other one against this one, and that would have taken them both down to 3. They could have both then been attacked. This one would have recovered one, possibly. I don't know. I mean, there's so many variables, but there aren't too many. It's sort of quite. It's quite calculable. You know, you can probably simulate 3 or 4 turns ahead in your head, no matter what. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm glad I did it again, just to prove that, you know, that little glitch was actually just part of the game. And you know, I like the way you can play these games again and again. I've always said that, and I sort of think that it's worth reflecting on and testing. And I think that these small games are, you know, they have their own sort of merits. You know, every time I see people playing these sorts of games on the internet, they always seem to be really big. You know, no one really seems to ever get any joy out of playing a game with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the one that was destroyed 7 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 versus 7. You know, Anyway, I'm not going to say much more. I'll leave it at that. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you later. Cheerio.